girls and O's, it's Ashley or Optic Midnight. Today I'm bringing you guys some more free-for-all, this time on Warhawk, and today I wanted to make just a regular commentary, just like a sit-down, talk to you guys, read through the comments after I upload the video. It's my favorite part to do, so be sure to comment your thoughts on my video after the video, possibly during the video. But today what I want to talk about, I asked Twitter, I said, hey guys, what should I talk about in the commentary today? And that's something that I ask Twitter a lot. I find myself to be most interactive on my live streams and my Twitter, so if you're interested in that, that's in the description. But I asked, and literally 98% of the responses, the other 2% actually were all responses of videos that I'd already done, so I pointed them in the direction of those. But 98% of people were like, talk about Parasite leaving Optic. And I really don't have much to say about that. There's really not much I can say about that. Obviously, a week ago, Scump leaves Optic, joins MV. Big Timer retires, Zet leaves Optic looking for 2. They picked up Clayster, picked up Parasite. A lot of people thought that those were gonna be, they were gonna have clashing personalities because they're all, I wouldn't call them all alpha males, but they're all really, they like to be like in-game leaders and shot caller type people. And so I made a video, talking about that last week. And I kind of gave my opinion. My opinion was if they can mesh well, they will be successful. Well, guess what? They did not mesh well. Parasite ended up leaving. I was not surprised. Literally, that's all I can really say about it. I'm not surprised that he left. If you guys were tuning in to the live streams of the Optic scrims and the Optic 2K, or not the Optic 2K, the MLG 2K that Optic played in yesterday, there were times where there was just miscommunication with strategy, especially on Blitz. I mean, if I can see that as a viewer, that there's a definite, imbalance in chemistry, I can only imagine how the players felt, you know what I mean? I'm just a viewer watching a stream to be entertained, and it was entertaining, but, it's not necessarily a bad reflection on Parasite or Optic. I just think that it's, those personalities and those play styles didn't mesh well. It's exactly what I said last week. If they don't mesh well, they're not going to be successful. I did not think that Parasite would leave so soon. But I guess it's better for both parties if he just, figures out that it's not working and leaves before, we end up, they end up getting locked in for their roster for COD Champs. Because once you start doing the qualifier with your roster, that is your roster for Call of Duty Champs. You can't do one part of the qualifier with one, group of people and then add or remove another player. You're kind of stuck with that team. So as for roster changes, why are so many of these happening? Obviously, there's kind of a domino effect. If you have a major team, release a player or a player leaves, obviously they need to fill that spot, and most, 90% of the time, most of those players that's going to fill that spot on a top team is going to come from another top team. So why are they happening though? What is going on? This seems like so abnormal, especially for Optic, one of those franchises and brands that, always had the same roster. You could always depend on them to keep the same people. Well, obviously Call of Duty Championships, it's huge. That is the one tournament a year that the Call of Duty professionals, obviously they take every tournament serious, but COD Champs, there's a lot on the line. That's a huge, don't even think about the money, but just winning Call of Duty Championships and being dubbed best in the world, that is your one chance to prove that you are the best mofos on the game, so that I think is a huge part of why, a lot of team changes are happening, and that's pretty obvious. Everyone, like I said, wants to get their roster locked into place and practiced before the qualifiers come up, because those qualifiers are so important. So besides that though, why are they happening? Well, I think not a lot of it, but part of it has to do with Complexity. Complexity is a team that is just winning every event, and I think that every team out there wants to be that team that stops them. And, teams, sometimes that comes down to finding the perfect, 4 people that can match a team like Complexity and operate, as well as Complexity does. Because, as much as, some people, including myself, might not like some of the attitudes that come out of Complexity, I still think that they're extremely talented. They're really good players, and they work really well together. And that's obviously the keys to victory. So I think, just the fact that there's such a dominant team out there and COD Champs is coming up, I think that's why so many roster changes are happening right now. It's going to be really intense to see what happens with Optic next, and not even just Optic. You know, I'm a fan of competitive Call of Duty in general, not just Optic. I'm excited to see all the roster changes, everything that happens, you know, with the coming tournaments. So I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think about Parasite leaving Optic? Do you enjoy watching competitive Call of Duty when there is so many roster changes, or is it too hectic? I'd love to know what you guys think. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe for future videos, and I'll talk to you guys later.